Are you kidding me? Shein is now selling Coach handbags, accessories, and shoes. Can you imagine the shock on my face when I saw this? What the hell? Coach at Shein? So they seem to have a range of items from boutique and outlet, and on the US websites, they also have accessories and shoes in addition to the handbags. I mean, here's a quick scroll through of the Australian prices. Now, these prices do suggest they're supposed to be authentic Coach. However, we're going to discuss authenticity a little bit later. First, let's talk about the price. So first thing I did was pick out a few bags and compare them to the Coach Australia prices or prices from other reputable retailers where we can buy Coach. But I want everyone who's a non-Aussie to bear in mind that our Australian prices, Australian retail prices of Coach is way higher than the US retail price. So we're not paying just the converted retail price. We actually pay about 1.5 times that. So us Aussie consumers are paying a lot more for Coach compared to the US consumers for the same bag. So we do have some other reputable retailers where sometimes we can get our Coach bags and stuff a little bit cheaper. So this is the Coach Cassie 19 in the signature print. So this is the Shein price here. Now let's compare this to the Aussie retail price. Now I couldn't even find this on the Coach website anymore. However, there is the website Satir, which is a reputable seller. And Shein was $60 more expensive than Satir. Next bag. So this is the Coach Willow Bucket bag. This is still on the Coach Australia website, and the Shein price was $40 cheaper-ish, but about $300-ish more expensive than Satir. So how about that? It was like a bit cheaper here, a bit more expensive here. So the prices is a little bit of a mix. Now let's compare the US prices. So Shein US versus US retail prices. So let's start again with that same Coach Cassie 19. So Shein seems to be about $20 more expensive than the Coach US website. Now let's look at a couple of Coach tabbies. So this is the Coach Tabby 12. The Shein price is like $65 more approximately compared to the Coach retail price. Let's look at the Tabby 26. This is approximately $40 more expensive at Shein than the Coach US website. Now they have a couple of outlet items too. So here is a Coach outlet cap. This cap on Shein is about $50 more expensive than the Coach outlet website. And this pair of heels from the outlet also is about $60 more than the Coach outlet website. So tell me guys, what are you thinking about these prices? I mean, they're more expensive than Coach. Like, I get it. So this is a reseller, and resellers typically resell things for higher than retail. However, that would usually work if the item's like really popular or is out of stock or it's discontinued and you can't get it from the retailers anymore. So it would make sense that a reseller can jack the price up and you kind of have no choice if you want it. But these items are still in stock and available at Coach. So why would you pay more for a random reseller to sell it to you on Shein when you can just get it more safely directly from Coach? It just doesn't make sense. However, if you look at the store on Shein, they've made lots of sales. So there's got to be people out there who are buying. But what do you think of these prices, guys? I mean, like for me, if it's going to be available on Coach, I'm going to get it from Coach because that's definitely much safer. And not only that, the process on Shein. So this is what I learnt. No further discounts apply. So Shein offers you usually coupons in the app, or you can use like coupons from influencers. None of these work. No further discounts. Not only that, typically with Shein, you can return your item. Not these items. Final sale. So to me, it's a bit risky when you're not getting any further discounts and you can't return it as well. So why would I shop with them when I could just get it from Coach? I don't know, make it make sense. I mean, I would advise anyone to shop very cautiously at this stage because we know very little about these resellers on Shein. It is a marketplace and it is like the Wild West out there. Very similar to eBay, Vestiaire Collective, Poshmark, whatever other platform you want to name, Etsy. It is the Wild West out there. Now let's talk about authenticity. Are these items legit? Are they fake? Is it a mix of legit and fake? Are people getting scammed out there? We don't know. It seems like this is a more relatively new category of items to hit Shein as a marketplace. So there's not a whole lot of solid reviews out there at the moment. So usually when I'm shopping, one of the things that I look at for a clue to see if this seller can be trusted is the reviews. Now, reviews aren't the be all and end all of authenticity, but they are definitely one of the things that I will scour through and read in depth to give me clues about whether or not I can trust this seller. So let's do that. So this seller is selling a whole bunch of Coach items. Let's go from the bad reviews to the good reviews. So starting off with the 1-star review. So these don't really have anything that mention authenticity. So these reviews aren't helpful there. The 2-star reviews, this is just someone who doesn't like the bag and is upset they can't return it. But again, nothing about authenticity. 3-star reviews, there are none at this point in time. 4-star reviews, so we've got a mix here. We've got one person questioning authenticity and we have another person who's confident about authenticity. Then we're up to the 5-star reviews. Now these people are very satisfied with their purchase, hence they've given 5-star reviews. And so a few of them seem confident that they have the real deal, the legit Coach bag. Could they just be under illusions? Who knows? I mean, reviews aren't the be all and end all, but it helps to give us an indication about real life experiences consumers are having with this particular seller and the products they're getting with this particular seller. Now let's look at someone who actually did buy and unbox and review a Coach bag from Shein. Not only that, they actually took it to the Coach store to get hot stamping. So this is a YouTuber, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name completely wrong, but her name, I think it's Namolinah, but she made an unboxing video of a Coach Namolinah bag that she bought. So in this video, she talks about her shock herself, realizing that she can buy Coach on Shein, and she's a Shein influencer herself, so she has a discount code. So she explained that her discount code did not work for herself. She could not find any discount code to work on this bag, so she couldn't get any further discounts, and that her bag was a final sale, no returns at all. Now her bag, she thought she was buying a size 15 Namolinah. Now what I noticed about some of these Coach listings is there's not a whole lot of descriptions, including sizing. The descriptions are very brief, very vague, and don't really give much indication at all as to what you're actually getting. So if you're not familiar with Coach items, you wouldn't even know what size some of these bags are. Look at this bag ad for this Willow bag. I don't even know what size I'm getting. So in her case, whether or not her listing was not very clear or she misunderstood the information in her listing, and that's why there was some confusion about whether it was a Namolinah 15 or Namolinah 19, I don't know. But it turns out she thought she was getting a Namolinah 15, but she actually got a Namolinah 19. And it actually worked out in her favor because she thought the Namolinah 15 was going to be too small anyway, and she was quite happy to have the 19 size. Now, when she got her bag, it did come with tags. It did come with Coach tags, but there was Chinese writing on the tag. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a red flag? I mean, for me, did she get a Coach item from a China store, like a Coach China store? Is that why there was Chinese writing? Is it a fake? I don't know. Like, is getting one where you're buying from a Chinese marketplace and you're getting a Chinese writing on there, is that a red flag or not? I'm really not sure. It could be a red flag. Let me know what you think. So she did say she released this sort of unboxing on her different socials, and she got a lot of comments questioning the authenticity of her Coach bag because it's from Shein. And understandably, I mean, who didn't go, what the hell? Coach on Shein? Like, that's a very natural response to have a red flag question mark. So in response to all the comments she got, she made a follow-up video. And in her follow-up video, she did talk about how she herself wants to confirm the authenticity of her Coach bag, and that she was planning on taking this bag to the Coach store to get it hot stamped with her initials. She did talk about using an authentication service at the time, but she hadn't done it yet when she made the follow-up video. So she was going to go to the Coach store to buy some leather conditioner anyway, but she did call ahead to ask about the hot stamping service. And they explained to her over the phone, yes, we can offer this hot stamping service as long as you provide proof of purchase that you bought it from a Coach store or authorized reseller. And she was very transparent, and she told the person on the phone she got it from Shein. And understandably, the person on the other line was very surprised, and they had to go speak to their manager about it. And so I think maybe just to kind of keep things open and vague and sort of more diplomatic, so they did explain to her that the complimentary hot stamping service is only for bags purchased from Coach or an authorized reseller with proof of purchase, and that it itself is not a paid service either. So the only way to get it is through the complimentary service from Coach, or if you purchase it through authorized reseller with proof of purchase. But they did also add another tidbit at the end, which kind of added a bit of confusion. So they said that she may not be eligible for the hot stamping because it may not be from an authorized reseller, but that if she needed repairs, they could help her with that for a fee and not complimentary because it's not from Coach or an authorized reseller. But because you can access the repairs for a fee, that would be open to her for a service. So I'm kind of thinking, well, they're suggesting that, yeah, it could be authentic and they're just leaving that open. It could just be a diplomatic answer, I don't know. But they were open to the suggestion that it could be authentic because I guess maybe they didn't want to flat out accuse her of having a fake bag. I'm really not sure. What do you think? What do you think about that response from the Coach employee? So she took her chances. She went to the Coach store to buy her leather conditioner and took her Namolinah for hot stamping. So she kind of vlogged this part as well. And so she shows a guy hot stamping her bag, and coincidentally, the guy doing the hot stamping at the Coach boutique explained that he used to be a Coach outlet employee and that he recognized her Namolinah as a very popular outlet style and that her colorway was really hard to get because it was popular. So what do you know? So the guy instantly recognized it. He accepted her bag for hot stamping because they only accept authentic bags that are purchased from authorized resellers or Coach themselves, but she wasn't denied. So maybe it does suggest that her bag, by that guy's standards, was deemed to be authentic. Now, Coach employees or store employees are not the be-all and end-all of authenticity. Actually, employees are not allowed to authenticate. So you really can't take their actions as a sign of authentication because they are not allowed to authenticate. It is not a service they provide. But, the fact that he didn't reject her is a positive sign. So tell me, what do you guys think about the authenticity? I mean, for me, I think it really could be a mix of authentic and fake bags on there, and because it's like the Wild West, you got to be careful. Same as eBay, same as Vestiaire, same as Etsy, same as Poshmark. I think there is a mix happening there, and that you have to really be cautious, especially because this is something that's new to Shein. None of these sellers have built up a reputation yet. They don't really have enough reviews for you to really know who you can and can't trust. I mean, in my imagination, it's resellers going to outlets, going to stores, scouring the stores for good deals, buying up the stock so they can go put it up on these marketplaces for sales and flip it for a profit. And yes, there are going to be a mix of authentic and fakes out there. Whether or not you're buying the authentic or the fake, I think it's way too early to tell because it's a newer thing on Shein marketplace. I mean, with eBay and that, some of these stores have been around a long time, tens of thousands of reviews, and reviews aren't the be all and end all of authenticity, but it gives you a solid clue as to who you should stay away from and who you can trust, and then get an extra authentication service for extra peace of mind. There is no absolutes on the pre-loved market because even authenticators can be wrong. Some people don't even trust authenticators, but that is the game of pre-loved or resellers. Now, not only is Coach being sold on Shein, other mid-tier luxury brands I found as well. Michael Kors, Tory Burch. So things seem to be changing on the landscape of Shein marketplace. And not only that, I heard you can buy Coach from Amazon US. Would you feel comfortable buying Coach on Amazon US? Is that more safer than buying Coach on Shein? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Are they an authorized reseller of Coach on Amazon? I really don't know. What do you think about the safety for the consumer of buying Coach on Amazon versus Shein? I mean, Shein at the moment is final sale, no returns. So that's too risky for me. Tell me, have you bought Coach from Amazon before? what was your experience? Or have you bought Coach from Shein before? Tell me, what was your experience? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me how risky you think it is, and tell me if you think they're gonna be fakes. Let me know. Now, if you guys haven't already seen, I did a whole video about my 5 best Coach alternatives to Chanel's hottest bags. And if you guys haven't already seen, these are my vintage Celine alternatives to Hermes Birkins and Kellys, which I think are a much better deal.